Today we're going to show you how to check the bearings on your jumping jack, and if they are loose, how to tighten them. To check the bearings on your trailer, it's very simple. You're going to grab the top of the tire at 12 o'clock and you're going to rock the tire back and forth this direction. As you rock, you want to feel a little bit of movement in that tire. If there's no movement, the bearings are too tight. If it's enough that you can feel large amounts of movement, we'll need to tighten them. We've removed the tire from our trailer. This can be done without removing the tire, but it's easier if the tire is off. Our first step is we're going to take the cap off of the hub. This can be done with a Flathead screwdriver, and you want to try to get a rubber or a soft hammer. You're going to lightly tap on this cap and rotate at the same time. What you're looking for is you want to start to see that cap separating from the hub. You can see I've got a little bit of separation there. Then I'll take my Flathead screwdriver, work around evenly, removing that cap. Our next step is to remove our cotter pin, which will allow us to tighten and loosen our castle nut. A simple pair of pliers, straighten that cotter pin out, and then you'll work the cotter pin back out. Now I have our cotter pin removed, which will allow this to tighten and loosen and adjust our bearings. To tighten our bearings, we're just going to need a simple pair of channel locks. What you want to do, you're going to grab that, called the castle nut, and you're going to want to tighten that down, and as you tighten it, you want to spin that bearing. Tighten a little bit, spin, tighten a little bit, spin, tighten a little bit. And you should be able to feel that hub tightening up and not spinning as freely. Once you have it tight, once you have the castle nut tight, then what we're going to want to do is line up the slots in our castle nut with the hole that goes through the spindle. And what we want to do is once it's tight, you want to back it off one slot. So tight, I have this slot lined up. I'm going to want to back it off one slot. And you should feel that hub spinning easier than when the nut was tight. Now, all castle nuts may not be the same. If yours doesn't have spacing this close, when you back it off, you always want to err on the side of looser rather than tighter. Now that we have our castle nut lined up with the hole in the spindle, put our cotter pin through. We'll slide our cotter pin through. You may have to just kind of tap it through. Be really gentle with that. And it should come out the other side enough that you can bend those prongs around to make sure that cotter pin isn't going to go anywhere. Now that our cotter pin is through and bent around so it's not going to move, we'll reinstall our cap. You're just going to slip that cap over. You're going to take your rubber hammer or a wooden mallet, something that's a little softer, and you're just going to tap and work that cap back in. It may take a few times. They're tight. They're designed that way so they don't come out. Just be patient and work your way around, trying not to damage that cap. It should be seated all the way up against that hub face, all the way around. That's how you know you've got that cap all the way in. From here, it's a matter of putting your tire back on. You can see our video on torquing the tire to proper spec and proper technique.